Yeah, look. Hey. Yeah, I know.
Kansas City is the Lady Rambo's been all the way up.
We're level lunges. We have level lunges. We have level lunges.
She's straight up. Nice.
Foul's being on number 20, Carly Hager. That's her first, team's first.
Nice job, Paul.
Adria Roosevelt to the line, shooting 2 for McBain.
That was tough. reach.
No basket. Katie Rogers in for Kent City, and Bridget Roby for the Ramblers.
Get it across half court. Get it across half court, please. Good hands.
Adria Roosevelt into the Ramblers. Adria Roosevelt. Olivia Boschler in for the Ramblers. Ellie Hansen will go to the line to shoot 2 for Kent City.
Hey guys, are your mics on?
Falls on number 1, Adeline Ridgway, her first, team's first.
Yeah, they should be.
Late violation, no points.
Cole says he can't hear anyone.
I don't hear mine.
Huh. He says he can hear the gym, but not you guys.
They're on.
That's just what he says. I don't know if it's accurate or not. Yeah.
Brooklyn Scravis in for
Yes, they
Kansas
are.
City.
Passes it to Van Polen. Gives it to Ridgway. Looking for blood. Gets it to her. Pass to Roosevelt. Gets the 2. Making it 11-0. As another travel is called on the Eagles. And that'll be another turnover to McBain. As Bosher will take it out for the Lady Ramblers. Gives it to Van Polen. Gives it to Roosevelt. Roosevelt looking to pass it. Gets it to Blood.
Stolen by
Gets it
Rogers.
stolen.
Here, can you keep track of this for a second?
Gets another travel. Ramblers will now take it back again with Bosher underneath.
Work it again. Thank you.
Brooklyn Hall. And Briella Wallace.
Apologize for that, folks. Our technician was just solving our issue there with the mics.
As we have Blood and Bosher checks out with Hall and Wallinges back into the game. Van Polen at the top, looking to pass it, gets it to Hall. Hall passes it to Wallinges. Wallinges looking for 2, misses. Gets the rebound, goes back up, misses. Ridgway will take it for the 3, makes it. That'll be 3 points for
Ridgway
McBain,
for 3.
putting it 14-0 with 50 seconds left in the game. Eagles dribble down court.
Scravis over to Rogers. Rogers looking for an opening, back to Scravis. Over to Rogers again, shooting for 3. No good, bouncing off the rim.
Hall now dribbled down the court for McBain. Gives it to Roosevelt for 2. Making it 16-0.
Scravis into Larson. Scravis now driving. Passes over to number 20, Jaeger.
Roosevelt looking for the rebound there. But unfortunately, as she pulls it down, pulls it right to her foot, which knocks it out as the Eagles will take over. As number 22 will now have it for the Eagles. That'll be Scravis. Scravis looking for 3. Bounces off the rim with Wallen just getting it back. Gives it to Hall. And that'll close out your first quarter with your Lady Ramblers leading 16-0.
Make sure you visit the concession stand tonight. All proceeds from concession sales go to help the student athletes here
Now,
at
going into the second quarter here, it'll be interesting to watch. So far, McBain has kept the deficit here of 16-0. Cameron, do you think they're going to keep that deficit going? Do you think they're going to keep applying the heavy defense they've been applying so far?
I really do, actually. I wasn't sure how this game was going to go all in the beginning, but yeah. Sorry for the pause there, folks. I just think the Eagles there just need a little bit more warming up for the next quarter.
I agree with you there. I think the Eagles just need, I believe their coach right now would be telling them, all right, guys, so far it's 0-16. We're going in the second quarter. We need to get that push back. We need to get the drive back. We need to get back into it. And with Coach O'Malley, with the McBain Ramblers, he's telling his team, all right, we're playing good pressure here. We're doing great on offense, but I believe we could be doing more. I believe we could be getting more points, and I believe we could be doing more defense.
Yeah.
So we will see how this all unfolds as the coaches had a minute with their players. Starting off with the second quarter, Hall will take it out for the Lady Ramblers. As she tried to look for Reakt there, unfortunately goes right past her and goes out of bounds. Now the Eagles will take over here. As Larson, not Larson, that'll be Eager taking it out for the Lady Eagles. Passes into Hansen.
Hansen driving in a little bit. Passed over to Jaeger. Scravis over to Larson, who went for three, but it was no good. Hall now rebound. Pass back to Van Polen. To Roosevelt. Roosevelt shoots for two. It's no good. Roosevelt able to retrieve the ball. Back to Reakt, who shot for three, but no good.
Offensive foul on number
After
20,
that,
Carly Yeager.
the Eagles get an offensive foul on
That's
their
her
part,
second, team's first.
bringing Hall out for the Lady Ramblers, as they will set up shop right under the hoop. Gets it into Wallinges. Gives it to Roosevelt. Roosevelt drives in for the basket. Gets the two and the foul.
Count the basket for Adria Roosevelt.
That'll make the
To
score
the line to try to complete the
18-0,
three-point play.
bringing Roosevelt
Fouls
to the
on
free
number
throw
22,
line.
Brooklyn Scravis. Her first, team second. Katie Rogers checking in for Kansas City.
The shot is up, and she makes it. Making it 19-0 here in the second quarter.
Scravis passes it into Larson. Larson driving the ball. Passed over to Rogers. Rogers threw it back to Scravis. Over to Larson. Larson going for the drive. Went up, but it's no good. Roosevelt now on the run. Over to Hall, over to Van Polen. Van Polen circling. Stolen from Reakt over was Hansen. Hansen with the run up.
Ellie
For
Hansen!
two. That's good. Van Polen passed back into Hall. Went all the way to Wallinges. Roosevelt. Good for two.
Adria Roosevelt.
Larson trying to find Scravis there. Hall just on the defense.
Hall will take it out here for the Lady Ramblers. Looking to pass it, gives it to Van Polen. Van Polen looking down below for Roosevelt. Gets it to her. As Roosevelt goes up for two. Fortunately does not. And in fact, number 2, Reakt is there to put it up for two, making the score 23-2 for McBain. As Hansen will now dribble it down the court and a little bit of ring around the rosy with Van Polen. McBain's still tough on defense. Shoots the three. Hall fights for the rebound in the corner, gets it back. Gets it out to Wallinges, gives it to Van Polen. Will now go up for the two, but gets fouled. And that'll bring Van Polen to the free throw line.
Foul's going to be at number 22, Brooklyn Scravis. Her second, team's third.
Eagles now with 3 fouls as McBain has 0. First shot, misses it. As we get some subs in here for McBain, as Hall and Reakt come out, Bosher and Blood check in. Van Polen misses her second. Seemed to be a violation there. Bringing it back for two. Makes it.
Second one's good.
Olivia Worley and Rick Hensini.
That will now make it 24-2 for McBain. As number 1, Ridgway's in the game, along with number 12, Blood, 22, Roosevelt, number 3, Boxer, and 11, Wallenges. As number
Curtis is running up the court. Well passed over to number 2, Worley. Going back to Hansen, who shoots for 3. No good. Taken back by Wallenges. Throws it up to Boscher. And into Blood. To Adria. Goes for 2, but it's no good.
with a tough rebound there by Wallen, just getting down with it, bringing the Eagles player down with her. Gets it for Boscher to get it underneath the basket. As Boscher looked for Ridgway there, as number 4, Rogers was there to knock it out of bounds. Boscher will now take it out once again for McBain. Boscher to Blood. Blood looking down below. Gets it to Roosevelt. Goes up for 2. With Wallen just with the rebound. Off the rebound comes Hansen with it, bringing it back up to the court. Boscher playing some tough defense on her. Wallen just down below with another tough rebound. But with the jump ball, the Eagles will win it. Bringing Worley underneath for the Eagles. With 5 seconds getting called on her, that'll once again now be McBain's ball. Now, Cameron, we talked about it before, McBain having a tough defense. Right there was proven with it. With the Eagles players not being able to toss the ball because of the tough defense, that says something about your defense. You're putting a statement out there telling your crowd and your fans that you're here to make a statement and you're here to show that we have a strong defense. We're not going to let them get this in. But it seems the Eagles will now answer back.
Hansen over to Rogers, who goes up for 2. It's good.
With Hansen and Rogers there working for the 2 points, bringing the score up to 4. As Boscher in a little bit of trouble. Tries to look for Ridgway.
Going back by Hansen. Up
Ellie
for 2.
Hansen.
And now we got Hansen again scoring for 2, making it 6-24. As Ridgway will look down, under some pressure, tries to toss it, but gets stolen again by Kent
Stratus,
City.
and then back over to Worley. Goes up for 2, but it's no good. Larson back over to Worley for 2. It's no good.
All right, there seemed to be a little bit of a hiccup on McBain's side, but presumably that's why we have timeouts.
I'm not going to say it's our fault and that we might have jinxed anything, so.
Yeah, with the timeout being called here, Cameron, I think Coach O'Malley for the McBain Ramblers is trying to tell his players, all right, we've been doing great so far, guys. We're seeming to slip up a little bit here and there, so we need to regain that focus here and bring it on back.
Yeah, you got to realize that the offense there from the Eagles is just really taking it up a notch. They realize that if they can't match the the defense, then they just got to push for the offense there.
Yep. Van Polen to take it up for the Ramblers. Van Polen looking. Tries to save it from going out of bounds, but an Eagles player, Hansen, was there to try and get it instead. But at the same time, Hansen did touch it the last second before it rolled out, as the refs call it on Hansen.
Hansen into Van Polen.
Down low.
Van Polen going for 2. It's good.
Michaela Van Polen.
Hansen dribbling it down the court for the Eagles. Number 4, Rogers will now take it to number 10, Larson. Back to Hansen for the 3. Gets it.
1, 2, 3. Ellie Hansen.
And now now 26-9 as Hansen slowly closes the gap between Kent City and McBain. Wallenges. Travel. That'll hand it back over to the Eagles.
For Kent City.
Rogers. To Scrabis. Scrabis going down court. Gets it to Larson. Up for three and gets it.
Larson from
Passing it over to
downtown.
Van Polen.
Larson bringing the 3-point into the game. Gets it 26-12 now. Van Polen under a little bit of trouble.
Hinton back over to Van Polen, who passes it to Blood. Wallenges tries to drive it.
And it is
Passing it
stolen.
to Rawson. Stolen by Larson over to Scravis. No good, bounced off the rim.
After an injury there on the floor on Kent City,
Amy Roosevelt back in from
they
McBain.
both got up, appearing to be okay after running into each other, trying to grab the ball. McBain will now have it. Van Polen.
Stolen by Rogers.
It's
Stolen by Roosevelt. Or to Van Polen, who passes it to Wallenges. Into Blood. Traveled there by Wallenges.
Evelyn Ridgway in for McBain.
Ridgway will now check back into the game. McBain doing a little bit of a press here.
Larson passes it to Scravis. Van Polen really working on the block there.
It'll now be turned back.
30-second timeout, Kent City.
As
Eagles
Kent-
calling a half timeout.
Well, Cameron, coming into the second quarter here towards the end, it is now 26-12 as the Ramblers still lead. But the Eagles seeming to bring back some hope in them. It appears they are bouncing back now, closing the gap. So we'll see what happens in the final minute and 30 seconds here as the Eagles seem to be coming back.
All it took was a little bit of heat and this machine was warmed up and ready to go.
Van
Larson
Polen.
into Scravis. Scravis looking for an opening. Over to Hansen. Back to Larson. Back to Scravis. Nearly taken by Roosevelt. Over to Larson. Back to Scravis. Ball rolls off the ankle of Verberg, out of bounds. Ridgway to pass back in, over to Van Polen. Pass to Ridgway and then to Roosevelt. Secret pass to Van Polen, who went to Blood for a three, but it's no good. Larson running it up the court now. Pass to Rogers, nearly stolen by Blood. Rogers back to Scravis. Scravis throws it over to Verberg. Back to Larson. To Hansen. Shoots for a three, and it's good. Last 15 seconds on the board there. McBain really looking to try and score a point here. Roosevelt's good for 2. Eagles running it up. Between the half court and the 3-point line there. Over the shot, but it's no good.
And we will head into halftime here with the Lady Ramblers in the lead still, 28-15, as the Eagles appear to be bouncing back now. We will see you after halftime. And welcome back, Rambler Nation. We are back from halftime, as that halftime was sponsored by our friend and our favorite snack, Little Town Jerky. Today we brought the mild flavor with us all the way down here to Kent City. And just as speaking of Kent City, they will start off the ball here, starting off. As there is a push on Wallenges.
Ball's going to be on number 11, Briella Wallenges. That's her first, team's first.
And that'll bring the first foul of the half on McBain. As number 10, Larson will take it out. Brings it to Hansen. Back to Larson. Tries to shoot it for the 2, but is unsuccessful. It'll now be Ridgway coming down the court. Ridgway looking for Van Polen, who gets the 2. And the first points of the game goes to McBain, making it 30-15.
All right. The Hansen now has the ball. Looking for an opening, pass it into Verberg. Back to
Brooklyn Strabus.
Brooklyn Strabus there. Ridgway passes it in over to Van Polen there. Van Polen back to Ridgway, almost stolen by Hansen. Looking for an opening. Roosevelt.
Adria Roosevelt will go to the line to shoot 2 for McBain.
Roosevelt now.
Foul by Carly Yeager.
Carly Yeager, that's her third.
Roosevelt doesn't make her first.
Katie Rogers in for Kent City.
And she'll now be looking for her second. And she makes it, making it 31-18. Number 22, Strabus, bringing it down court for the Eagles. Giving it to number 4, Rogers. Rogers looking for Hansen, gets it to her. But before getting it to Hansen is called for a travel. Now the Rambler ball with Ridgway taking it out. And she will give it to Van Polen. Vandenpoel. To Hall. Looking for Wallenges down below. But gets it stolen by number 22, Strabus. Strabus. A little. Gets it to number 10, Larson. Larson driving to the hoop. Gets it out to Strabus, who goes for 3. Rebounded. Given back to Strabus. Gives it to Rogers. Rogers. Back to Larson. Larson to Rogers. Rogers saving it, giving it back to Larson. As Strabus tried for the 3. It was short. Handed back to Rogers.
From Larson.
Makes it 2. 31-20 now. Ridgway. Wallenges. Answers back with 2. Make it 33-20. Rogers. Gets it. Vandenpoel steals it. But the ball is stolen back. They will call 5 seconds. As the Eagles will now call a timeout.
30-second timeout.
35-20. Cameron, what's your opinion so far in the third quarter?
Oh, they're really amping up, it seems, here. They were at 16, and they were at 28, I believe the Ramblers were.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both sides, I'd say. As the Eagles are closing it out even more, bringing it to 20. I mean, with the communication levels in basketball that you have to have, now that the Eagles are communicating more and getting on the same level, it seems to be bringing up their points, along with McBain as well.
It seems that they keep this up, they're going to have a good fighting chance here.
It will. This should be an interesting game here, just to see the rest of the third quarter.
As we've seen the entire game, the Eagles there, they just kept putting up their defense. more and more and more and more, but their offense is really just their shining star there.
Yep.
Ball thrown into Rogers at the Scrabus for 2, and it's good.
Lukrembo from Katie
Washer now
Rogers.
bossing it into
Vandenpoel bringing it down from McBain. Looking for Ridgway. Gets the screen. Gets it to Blood, who puts it up for 2. With Roosevelt on the rebound.
Down the basket
Gets it in for
Adria Roosevelt.
That'll bring
To
her
line,
back
trying
to
beat
a
the
free
three-point
throw
play.
line, as we've seen in the first half.
Fouls number 10, Lila
It'll now
Larson,
be
her first, team second.
37-22, as Roosevelt will be looking for 3. And does not come out with it. It'll now be Rogers. A tough defense by Ridgway, steals it, looking for help, gets it to Blood. Blood to Vandenpoel. Gets it in for 2. We got Hansen. So number 10 Larson drives it down there, but it does roll out of bounds as Ridgway will take it out. To Vandenpoel. And Bosch will take it out for the Lady Ramblers, who gives it to Van Polen. Van Polen driving down the court. Gets to Ridgway. Back to Roosevelt, looking for 2. Gets blocked. It'll now be Eagles ball. Hansen with it underneath. Gets it back out to number 22, Scrabus. Scrabus for 3. Misses it. Rebounded by Michaela Blood, but gets it steered out of bounds by number 11, Verberg. As the Eagles will now set up shop underneath McBain's hoop. It'll be Scrabus looking. Gets it out to number 11, Verberg. Back to Scrabus. Misses the 3 and is rebounded by Blood. Blood coming down the court with it. Gets it to Vandenpoel. Vandenpoel to Ridgway. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt fighting for it. With it rolling out of bounds, it'll be called McBain's ball after rolling off the hand of an Eagle player. Roosevelt will take it out for the Ramblers. Gets it to After handing it to Blood, gets it back herself. Roosevelt battling underneath for 2. Gets another foul.
Going to be number 4, Katie Rogers.
And Roosevelt will go to the free throw line once again.
It's her first team
Roosevelt
third.
seems to be a troublesome player down
Adria
here for the Kansas
Roosevelt
City
back to the
Eagles,
line
as
for
she's
the
battling
Ramblers.
down below, getting those points and getting those fouls drawn. What do you think about that, Cameron?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, she's definitely always right there, just ready to score a point right next to the score there.
Seems to be kind of like an unstoppable force down there.
Real Wallenges back in
As-
for the Ramblers.
As Wallenges will now check in for Vandenpoel.
And Carly Yeager for Kansas City.
Roosevelt looking for a second. Makes it. That'll make the score 40-22 for the Lady Ramblers. As we have Scrabus coming down the court with Bosher Gardner. Bosher. Scrabus passing it to number 10 Larson. Back out to number 20 Eager. Who then looks back to Scrabus. Scrabus for the 3. Just short. Eager down below fighting for it. Gets it back out to Larson. Larson looking for some help. Gets it to Scrabus. Scrabus down below. Hansen now will have it, driving to the hoop. Fighting for it. The basket is not good, as Roosevelt will now take it down the court. fighting for it down below, but unfortunately he's not able to keep track of her feet and draws the travel call. It'll now be the Eagles' ball once again. Scravis. Bosher, Gardner. At the top, Hansen. Looking to do some moves to get inside. Gets it to Larson. And Bosher will steal it as Blood goes all the way down. Looking for two. On the fast break, doesn't come down with a 2-point. But it will be called out on the Eagles after a rebound was battled for.
Bridget Roby and Adria Roosevelt back in.
And Bosher will check out as Roby will check in along with Van Polen. Roby is looking for Wallen, just gets it to her, giving her 2 points for the Lady Ramblers, making it 42-22. Scravis. Looking to drive in, but it's stopped a little bit. Shoots for three. Bounces in and out as Roosevelt will get the ball back. Running down court. Van Polen on the fast break there. Van Polen gets the 2 points with Wallen just getting the assist. Hansen. All the way to Verberg, but was unable to get the layup. Van Polen, Roosevelt, battling down below. Gets the two, getting the layup.
Roosevelt.
Make it 46-22. Scravis. Hansen. Larson drives in for the layup, but gets fouled.
Lila Larson will go to the line to shoot two.
Larson will now come to the line for the
Fouls
Eagles.
number one, Emily Ridgway. That's her second. Team second.
And as far as fouls, we stand 3 for Eagles, and McBain Ramblers will have 2. For the free throw, Larson makes her first. As Hall will check into the game, and Ridgway will come out.
Larson's second is no good. Van Polen on a steal. Passes it into Roosevelt. Back over to Hall, and then to Van Polen. Larson throwing it in for the Eagles. Goes it right into Hall. Hall shoots it up, but it's no good. Scravis stealing the ball, running all the way up the sideline. Going for two, but it's no good. Wallinges on the rebound. Over to Roosevelt, and then to Roby, who shoots for two, but it's no good. Wallinges with a steal, with the assist over to Hall for two good. Hansen.
And closing out the quarter there, Hansen will dribble it to half court before the quarter is called. Ending the third quarter, we got 48-23 Lady Ramblers still in the lead here. Cameron, in that third quarter there, what was your take on it? What did you think?
I'm definitely seeing the Ramblers. They're just really stepping it up here, even for the end. Like, I figured they might have used up all that they had for those earlier bits, but man, they're just really kicking it in here for the end.
That's one thing here. You don't want to put all of your energy and all your time and all your strength and concentration into the first half of a game. You never want to do that. You always want to make sure to save it and use it over time for both halves. And McBain has been really good for doing that along with the boys varsity and really all McBain sports. That's one thing that is taught here by all the coaches, is to make sure you don't use all of your energy starting off. You want to make sure to conserve some of that as you move through. And so far, we've done that. Starting the fourth quarter here. It'll be McBain's ball with Hall taking it out for the Lady Ramblers. With Scrabus on her. Hall gets it to Van Polen. Gets it looking down low for Blood, but unfortunately does not come up with it. It'll now be the Eagles. Coming down with it will be Scrabus. Scrabus with the screen by Hansen. Passes it to number 20, Eager. Gets it stolen by Wallenges. Wallenges driving down for two. Look for Van Polen. But Hansen was there to swipe that ball right out of her hands. It'll now be McBain ball underneath as Hall will take it out. Hall looks for Wallenges and gets two. That'll make it 50-23. As Scrabus will come down the court with it. Scrabus uses the screen, goes to the outside. Back at the top, Scrabus trying to get some movement in there. And he'll now come up with Larson. Larson driving in, draws the foul.
Fouls the number 11, Real Walanges.
As the foul
Her
is
second,
called,
team's first. Lila
Larson will go to
shooting
the
2
line.
free goals.
Shooting two. The first one.
Madeline Ryan
Good.
in for the Ramblers.
As Van Polen will check out. And Rennick will come in. As Larson makes her second. Hall, take it out for the Ramblers. Gets it into Ridgway. Ridgway. Hall. Hall going down low. Bounces off her foot, going out of bounds. It'll now be the Eagles' ball. Underneath, Eager will take it out. Eager to Scrabus. Hansen. With a screen from Larson. Hansen going in. Out to Larson for three. And it's good.
Lila Larson for 3.
That'll make it 26-51. Hall. Ridgway. I apologize. Ridgway. Nice screen by Wallenges. On the missed three, Hansen will come up with it. Dribbling down the court. Going into the paint. Gets it back out to Eager. Shooting for three.
Adrian Roosevelt in for McBain.
Hall to come out as Roosevelt will check back into the game. Blood will now take it out underneath. Looking for Ridgway. As a timeout is called by the Lady Ramblers.
30-second timeout, McBain.
In this 30-second timeout, we want to thank Littletown Jerky for sponsoring us all here at Rambler Review. Cameron seems to have been chowing down on these beef sticks, and he's seeming to be offering me some, but I am happily going to take one. And my cameraman, Josiah, has been eating them as well, along with my scoreboard man, Caden Herndon. We are very thankful here at the Rambler Review to have these Littletown Jerky sticks. They are very delicious, and we do recommend them.
The flavor we have today is mild, and I would just like to say is one of my favorites.
Rennick, looking for Wallenges. Wallenges, getting it to Blood. Getting it to Roosevelt, going down to the paint. On the fast break, gets the layup. It'll now be 52-27. Scrabus giving it to Hansen. Hansen dribbling down the court, under pressure a little bit. Looking for Verberg. Roosevelt was there to stop it. The same thing is done back to them as Roosevelt looked for Ridgway there. Gets stolen by Scrabus and Hansen. Hansen gives it to Larson. Larson gets it back out to Scrabus. Scrabus just short. Bounces out of bounds and now be Rambler ball. Rennick to take it out. Gives it to Ridgway. Ridgway under some trouble here. Gets a break in it. Gets it to Roosevelt, looking for 2, but is rebounded by the Eagles. Scrabis going up court with it. Scrabis looking for some screens. Looking for Larson. Larson now has it. Gets stolen by Roosevelt. Roosevelt driving down. Goes up for 2. Is rebounded by Wallinges. Wallinges up for 2. Rebounded by herself. Wrestles for the ball underneath. As a sub will check in. Van Polen checks back into the game as Rennick will come out. It'll now be Eagles ball underneath as Larson will take it out. Larson looking for Scrabis, but doesn't get to it, but Roosevelt does. And a little of rustle and tussle there. The ball bounces out of bounds off the Eagles. It'll now be Rambler ball as Ridgway will take it out. Ridgway looking for Van Polen. Down to Roosevelt. Under some heavy defense, gets it knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Rambler ball underneath. Blood. Gets to Wallinges. Wallinges take it out. Gets it back to Ridgway at the top. Ridgway drives into the paint. Gets it to Wallinges. Tries to go up for 2, but gets a travel. The score remains 52-27 as the Eagles, number 10 Larson, will take it out. Larson tries to get it to Rogers. It was stolen by Van Polen. Van Polen, Ridgway for 3. Bounces in and out. Wallen just getting another jump ball. Wallen just this entire game has been getting those jump balls constantly, wrestling for the ball underneath. Blood. Tries to get to Wallinges, but is knocked out by Hansen.
Olivia Boschler in for.
Boschler will now check into the game for Blood. Boschler, Wallinges. Gets rebounded by Roosevelt. And again, Wallinges wrestling for the rebound. Boschler will take it out for the Ramblers. Back to Wallinges.
Fouls on number 11, Wallinges.
After Roosevelt tried shooting for the layup, Wallinges there. Unfortunately gets the foul called on her. And now Rogers will take it up for Kent City. And Van Polen gets the fast break, looking for 2. And is ripped out of the hands of Kent City player.
4, Katie Rogers.
Roosevelt steals it, trying to go for 2. Gets another foul drawn on her.
For McBain.
Roosevelt looking for her first.
Michaela Blood in for the Ramblers.
As Boschler checks out, Blood will be back in. Roosevelt looking for her second. Rebounded by Wallen, just gives it to Ridgway for the 3. Gets rebounded by Scrabis. Scrabis will now dribble down the court. Scrabis looking for a little bit of help. Gets trapped in the corner. As the ball gets to Larson. Larson.
Foul foul is going to be on number 12, Michaela Blood. That's her first. Team's third. Brooklyn Holland, the main.
Scrabbis will now take it out for Kent City. Rogers. Scrabbis. Scrabbis driving into the paint. Gets it back out to number 11, Verberg.
Fouls on number 11, Briella Blodges.
McBain does
That's her
draw a
fourth.
foul.
Team's third. Michaela Van Polen in for
Van
McBain.
Polen will come in for Wallenges. Scrabbis. Gets it out to herself once again. Van Polen coming down the court with it, gets it to Blood. Blood shoots it. Scrabbis. Scrabbis under a bit of McBain heavy defense. Gets the ball knocked out of her hands. It'll now be taken underneath.
Olivia Worley in for Kent City. Along with Ellie Hansen.
And Hansen will check back into the game, bringing it out for the Eagles. Hansen. And it's stolen by Hall after Van Polen on the fast break gets the two. Making it 54-27. Heavy defense by Ridgeway as number 2 Worley will take it out. Worley to Rogers. Rogers passing it in to Eager. Eager under some trouble there. Gets the ball, Blood steals the ball and drives down the court.
Kaden Hinton in for the Ramblers.
As timeout will be called by the Ramblers. With 2
timeout.
minutes and 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Cameron, McBain is 54 with your Eagles 27. How do you think this entire game has gone so far?
Oh, it's gone amazing. I've really enjoyed this game, actually. Watching the defense and the offense just really just go from separate sides of the spectrum there. Their Eagles just going from having like a smile minor, the defense, into just being able to just hold it, especially with the offense there, just pushing. Especially during that second quarter, just really pushing the ball there.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came down from 0, bringing it all the way back up, closing the gap. But unfortunately for them, McBain seemed to power step forward, come back from halftime, bringing the score all the way up to 54. But it has been a great, interesting, and fun game to watch tonight as both teams have came and battled and put it on the floor, all of it. And it's truly shown on both sides of the ball and both teams. Starting off, Hansen will take it. Hansen to number 20, Eager. Eager looking down for Hansen. Gets it to her. Gets wrestled a little bit for the ball by Roosevelt. And that'll bring it underneath with Worley taking it out. Worley. All the way up to Rogers. Rogers. Come back out to the three-point line. Gets it to Hansen. But gets stolen. And Polen to Rennick. Rennick. Blood down below to get the jump ball. It'll now be McBain ball. Hall. looking for someone. Gets it to Blood. Blood to Roosevelt. Hall. Gets the jump ball. It'll now be sent the other way as Worley will take it out for the Eagles. Worley gives it to Hansen. Hansen strolling down the court. Hansen gives it to Eager. Eager gives it to Worley. Worley gives it to number 11, Verberg. Gives it to Hansen. Back to Worley.
Ramblers really holding their defense here. Eagles unable to just find an open space. Hansen now has the ball. Trying to get around Van Polen there. Goes for the drive for a 2, but it's no good. Hinton on the rebound. Over to Van Polen. Van Polen passes it to Roosevelt.
Count the basket.
And it's good.
For Adria Roosevelt.
Almost stopped there by the
She looked like
Eagles.
trying to complete the three-point play.
Blood will
Bridget
come out
Roby into the
as
Ramblers.
Roby will come in.
Roosevelt looking to get that 1-point conversion.
Also Ava Ross.
It's good. I would just like to clarify, this is not football, folks.
Hansen will take it. Hansen gives it to Larson. Larson for 3. Bounces off the rim. Rebounded by Rennick. Gets it to Roby. To Rawson. Rawson to Rennick. Shoots for 3. Bounces off the rim. Into Worley's hands. Gives it to Hansen. Hansen gives it to Verberg, who gives it to Rogers. Gets it back to Eager. Shoots for 3, but is rebounded by Hall. Hall. Pedal to the floor, gets it to Van Polen. Rogers there for the rebound. Rogers will dribble it back down to the other side. Gives it to Hansen. Hansen looking for 3. Gets it in.
Ellie Hansen for 3.
That'll make it 30-57. And that 3-ball was the last
And your
score.
final score, the McBain Ramblers 57.
Your JV Lady
Eagles
Ramblers
30.
57 with your Lady
Stay tuned
Eagles
for first
30.
reaction in about 15 minutes.
Congratulations to the Lady Ramblers, and what a great game to watch, Cameron. It was very fun. I mean, it was just amazing to watch. Back and forth, the constant back and forth. And both sides really stepping it up here in the second half. And we will catch you all in the varsity basketball game, as that will be starting here soon. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. I am Cade Weaver.
And I'm Cameron Nuthaway, and we'll see you there.